at Peter Vajenas for Honduras. Valladares, the heroic goalkeeper. Gutierrez, Izaguirre, Montoya back in the starting lineup for Ramon Maradiaga's team this afternoon. So things just about set here for the kickoff. The United States, a much easier route than their Honduran adversaries. Of course, they sat out the pre-Olympic qualifying stages and joined the final rounds as a result of being the host country. The United States then went on to dispose of this very same Honduras squad by a score of 3-0. Chris Albright tallying 2 in that one. John Torrington getting the game winner in minute 85. Then later that month, the United States in a slip-up of sorts, drawing scoreless with Canada 0-0. Brian Dunseth getting ejected in that one. As we take a look at the bench, you see Gustavo Cabrera. He could be a big factor along with better than to complete their run with a win today. And then you get a look at U.S. men's coach Clive Charles and his counterpart Ramon Enrique Maradiaga for Honduras. And the whistle has blown. Honduras on the kickoff. Of course, Honduras for this match will be in the cobalt blue, heading from left to right, and the United States in their customary white will be shooting for the left-hand goal. And we were talking in an interesting story about the Honduran squad coming into this tournament. Of course, were threatening to boycott going into the final phases because they were not paid the $2,200 by the Honduran Football Association for making it to the final phases of the tournament, and were also complaining of jet lag, and as a result almost boycotted the final stages. So they go from going on strike to threatening and actually earning a spot in Sydney 2000, and a win today would see them come in as the top seed from the CONCACAF region. Back to the action now here in the first minute of play. Back and forth we go. John O'Brien swings it far side. The United States pressing forward. This is Steve Cherundolo. Played back by the United States now. Pressure by Luis Ramirez for Honduras. Ramiro Corrales hugging the sideline. The long ball playing up. And this time, number 16, Josh Wolf can't get to it in time. An interesting lineup for Clive Charles this afternoon, opting to sit Ben Olsen, who's been integral in the United States quest for Olympic gold. Of course, Ben Olsen making 9 full-time men's appearances in senior level play, and Ben Olsen sitting this one out. So the United States really just using this as a tune-up and not too much to play for this afternoon. As we pick it up here in minute 2, the ball right side. And this is John Torrington, the South African-born player. His father, of course, was a 400-meter sprinter for the South African national team back in 1968, but could not make the Olympic teams due to racial segregation. Back to the action now. The nice backheel by the United States, pressing early here at minute 3. The shot and the save nicely by Noel Valladares. So the United States comes out cracking a second look, and you can see the one-timer right into the hands of Valladares, and it looks like it was number 6, Steve Cherundolo, getting a foot on that one. Of course, the Hanover 96 product playing in Holland currently. Back to the right side now, the United States revamps. And there is the University of Portland coach, men's and women's, I might add. And his third job as the U.S. men's coach in achieving Olympic glory is his team will move on. And there is a look at Noel Valladares, who's played so heroically in this tournament for Honduras, of course, doing a good job back in goal, conceding 2 to Mexico in the early going. But ever since then, he's only conceded 3 goals in the 4 games ever since. Back the other way now, Honduras pressing forward. And Aiden Brown clears for the Americans. Pressing further up right now. The United States, Josh Wolf making noise on the right side. He's tripped up by number 3, Hector Gutierrez. And a whistle here. The free kick to Honduras. And there is Junior Izaguirre, who has started every game in Olympic qualifying competition for this Honduran squad. On the counter now, Honduras broken up by the United States. played back. Landon Donovan, of course, just 18 years of age. Over to Ramiro Corrales. Corrales, the Bayer Leverkusen product of the German Bundesliga, playing on the left wing this afternoon for the Americans. And he'll send it back to Brown. Well, a lot of MLS talent on display here for the United States. In fact, about 15 members of this Olympic team currently play in the MLS, and 3 on European rosters, and just 1 college player, that being Connor Casey for the University of Portland Pilots. Of course, Clive Charles very familiar with him, as that is one of his university players in his other job. Back the other way now. Honduras trying to mount the opening strike charge. This is Corrales for the United States. Sent up left side, the United States hugging the sideline. And they will earn the throw. DeMarcus Beasley right there, number 9, who patted the ball back to Corrales. Of course, a Southern California product out of the Compton region. Formerly was with the LA Galaxy, signing a contract with them at 17 years of age. Has since moved on to the Chicago Fire. So DeMarcus Beasley, the youngest player ever, part of that Project 40 campaign being engineered by the MLS. Pressing forward now the Hondurans, and not intimidated at all by the United States' size and strength. Swung middle. Cherundolo's long ball, looking right side, and trying to chase it down is John Torrington. John Torrington, another one of those European products, also the property of Bayer Leverkusen, who, by the way, are on the verge of claiming their first Bundesliga championship. Back the other way now, Honduras pressing forward. This is number 9, David Suazo, sending it into Aiden Brown, who corrals it nicely. And a nice work by him in the keeping position as we take another look. And scooped up easily by the United States keeper. So, both teams asserting their dominance early, getting off to good starts. Back in the other way, the United States looking for more, and Torrington can't get to it in time. And I beg your pardon, starting in goal this afternoon is Tim Howard. Aiden Brown is their customary starter. He will sit this one out. And Tim Howard playing alongside German legend Lothar Matthäus of the New York, New Jersey Metro Stars. Back to the action here, minute 7. The corner swung in far post the United States. And no one there for the far touch. The closest man to it is number 5, John O'Brien. Another man who plays in Holland currently for Ajax. Another European player on display for the Honduran roster. And Oscar David Suazo, currently making a living at Cagliari. Of course, the Cagliari club not doing too well. Back the other way now. Josh Winters picking it up. Open look. Josh Winters, a great save by Valladares. And a defensive lapse for the Hondurans as we get a look. That's not Paolo Maldini. No, that's an American fan. But taking a look at the replay there, you can see Josh Wolf pressuring Valladares, breaking free from number 3, Hector Gutierrez. Back the other way comes Honduras. Well, as I was mentioning before that Wolf attempt, Cagliari, of course, claiming one of the players here this afternoon of the Honduran roster, Oscar David Suazo, and the Sardinians, of course, now facing relegation to Serie B as the Serie A season comes to a close. Right side now, minute 9. The United States trying to open their scoring account early. Good dispossession, left side now for Honduras. And touched back by number 6, Steve Cherundolo. Cleared out by Howard. Now Tim Howard, the goalkeeper, has not made an appearance so far at Olympic qualifying action, so he's getting a look from Clive Charles this afternoon. We'll see how he reacts to the pressure. And it will be Howard on the touchback from Chad McCarty. course, the Hondurans will be looking to play off the striking talents of Luis Ramirez, currently their leading scorer, already tallying 4 in this competition. The next is Danilo Turcios. He is not in action today. And this is Ramirez on cue. Picking it up, good dispossession by the Americans around Francisco Pavon. Right back come Honduras. Ball laid middle now, looking to swing it right side. Play on, says the referee. John O'Brien now for the Americans. Ramiro Corrales, the Bayer Leverkusen man, plays up the long ball. Left side now. This is Josh Wolf, so dangerous on the wings. He's tripped up, no whistle. And back come Honduras now. So neither team backing down in the early going, as we've seen numerous attempts go in, and both teams coming out with a lot of energy despite already having their Olympic dreams solidified coming into this match. Pavon now. Dispossessed by O'Brien. Good tenacity shown by O'Brien. He's picked up by Elmer Montoya, who returns to the starting lineup today. And one of the keys for that Honduran squad will be the play of Jaime Rosales. Of course, he had to miss out on the semifinal due to yellow cards, but makes his return this afternoon, displacing Hessler Phillips in the lineup. Back in now the United States, pressing forward still. A little elbow there from Junior Izaguirre. Goes uncalled by the referee. Now the United States, Corrales, the long ball. And a good save by Valladares once again. And you get a look at the powerful left foot of Ramiro Corrales as we take a look at the replay. And if Noel Valladares does not get down on that one, the United States opens their account here in minute 12. As it is, the corner kick swung out, far post, looking for the header. Nobody there. Picked up by O'Brien. Working now, top of the box, headed by Ramirez. Dangerous territory for the Guatemalans. The header and goal. Minute 12. Josh Wolf has put the Americans out in front early, and they look to be in control here at Hershey Park. You could see the goal brewing, and now the American fans coming out in flocks, rising to their feet off the header from Josh Wolf. The nice assist there from Dan Califf. Wolf puts it away, far post, beating Valladares. An uncharacteristic slip up on the Honduran keeper's behalf. As we take a third look, beautiful placement, nicely done, and Josh Wolf and the United States jump out in front here in minute 12 off the nice nod. So Honduras now, and the start they did not want to get off to, getting down, and it'll be interesting to see if Ramon Maradiaga changes his tactics as we see the 23-year-old striker chiming in for the United States. Of course, Josh Wolf playing for the Chicago Fire alongside DeMarcus Beasley, 23 years of age in the MLS. So that three-man back line punished by the United States. Honduras now will look to regroup. This one played back Gutierrez. The center back handling things for Honduras, played up past Izaguirre. This is Lopez. Lopez also making a return start this afternoon after sitting out that semifinal match against Mexico. Played back, this is Rosales. Swung far side. Julio Cesar Suazo play it back, the long ball. Pushing up on the Hondurans, and pressure from Luis Ramirez. A dangerous play as Tim Harward comes charging off his line. Good read by Howard, but dangerously coming off his line is risking the equalizing goal. As we take another look at that charge, and you can see Ramirez coming right in, and Landon Donovan trying to shield him, but No stopping Tim Howard, the aggressive keeping of the young American. And there is Tim Howard. I mentioned the property of the New York, New Jersey Metro Stars. Very much a work in progress here at the international level at just 21 years of age. Just had a birthday in early March. And would love to celebrate it here with a win against Honduras. And Gutierrez can't get to it for Honduras, and it looks like the corner will come to the USA. A lot of talent riding on the Honduran bench. Of course, we've seen the likes of Ivan Guerrero, normally the team captain. He is sitting this one out in favor of Montoya, and Lopez also assisting on his duties. Swung in now by Donovan, looking for the header, number 3, McCarty. And it's cleared out by Honduras. Chad McCarty getting into the act now. The United States still pressuring. McCarty headed back from the line. And clearing out is Honduras. Take a look at that header just a second ago, and the clear off the line. It looks like it was number 15, Julio Suazo for Honduras, and then another look at it from the opposite angle, and great work by Suazo. If he doesn't get a hit on it, the United States has a 2-goal cushion. And there is Minor Suazo, number 7. An integral part of that central midfield for Honduras. Gutierrez's ball played middle. This is DeMarcus Beasley, the 17-year-old. Back to Corrales. Donovan now. Still Donovan. And Beasley earns the throw. Landon Donovan, one of the stories we mentioned. You might have seen him in the Under-17 World Championships down in Australia. Fox Sports World brought you that one earlier this year. And the United States, after coming out hot, disappointingly finishing in 4th in that competition and plucking Landon Donovan from that group. And pressing forward now is Ramirez, and his equalizer is clear of the near post. And now you get a glimpse of what Suazo can do. Pardon me, the Cagliari man, is he breaks free out the Minor Suazo. The two Suazos combining, and the one time, good patience by Suazo, and you can see why those Cagliari scouts are so high on the talents of this young man. So the United States dodges a bullet here at minute 17. And there's the Honduran contingent showing their country's colors proudly. Back the other way now, the Americans. Picked up nicely. This is Izaguirre playing it middle. The good touch on Minor Suazo now. Played up, right side. And Pavon can't handle it. Well, just to keep things straight for you, Honduras currently has 3 Suazos. There's a central midfielder, Minor, who's also the team captain, as we see some game-delaying tactics by the United States, and referee Peter Prendergast of Jamaica telling these two to cool it. Josh Wolf involved, and you see a repeat of the action off the throw, and a collision there with Hector Gutierrez, and coming right back are the Hondurans. The shot, and clear of the left woodwork are the Hondurans once again. So several good opening opportunities for Honduras, not intimidated in the least bit. And then the ball played back. The United States continuing their early pressure. Gutierrez now. This is one of the other Suazos. He's dispossessed. Good look for the Americans, leaving it off on the run-in. A great save by Valladares. The follow not there for the Americans. And number 5, Jen O'Brien, there on the rebound shot at the initial save by Valladares. DeMarcus Beasley sending it right into the hands of Valladares. And O'Brien, of course, can't find the mark on the second shot. Great save by Valladares. We mentioned earlier his heroics in goal would have been keeping Honduras in this Olympic qualifying tournament, and you can see his skills coming to light here in the first half. And as we were mentioning, 3 Honduran players named Suazo. You saw Julio Cesar. Minor, of course, the team captain. And the other one, Julio Cesar, as we see the action sent back the other way. And the free kick awarded to Honduras. And Chad McCarty telling his teammates to play smart. You can see he slips up and knocks over one of the Suazos, Oscar, the Cagliari player. So, set piece opportunity here in minute 20. Honduras now looking for the equalizer. And a four-man wall for the United States. DeMarcus Beasley on the left. And it looks like it could be Francisco Pavon for Honduras. It will be. Pavon's shot sent into the wall. Cleared out, chasing it down is Minor Suazo. He will control. Marked by Beasley. Played back now. Good work by the Hondurans. Great build-up. And before it's sent out by DeMarcus Beasley. Played back. The Hondurans now playing the high ball, as they've done all tournament long. Breaking free is Minor Suazo. He's got daylight, and he misstrikes the ball and had a great opportunity to split the woodwork on that one, but Minor Suazo, the team captain, unable to get a handle on things here in minute 21. See the replay, and that's a real tough angle to cut if you're Minor Suazo. He had McCarty beaten, and it looks like Tim Howard was covering near post, but the Honduran pressure relentless here in the opening 21 minutes of play. The Americans now on the throw. Cherundolo. Good dispossession, Rosales. Top of your screen left side, this is Luis Ramirez looking for his 5th goal in Olympic competition. And Luis Ramirez will concede the throw. Not known for his first touches on the ball, more of a strong aerial player. And Honduras loves to play those long, high balls and bounce those headers off the head of Ramirez. Really came out strong, scoring 2 goals in the pre-qualifying stages in Mexico. In fact, getting one in minute 16 and minute 31 against the Tricolor. And he was not heard from again until game 3 of the pre-Olympic qualifying stages against Jamaica, when he struck just before the final whistle in the 2-0 win over the Reggae Boys. Played back now, Honduras spreading it open. Right side, Junior Izaguirre. Good touch on Lopez, played up. Looking good, Oscar Suazo played up, left side, looking the middle. This is Ramirez, right side. Now Rosales. His shot broke up the long shot, misstruck by Honduras. Falling back, dangerous play right here, and Oscar Suazo trying to turning and fire. Can't quite find the handle this time. And Oscar Suazo coming off the bench as a substitute in that last match against Mexico. And we get another look at his brilliance here. Marked nicely by Dan Califf, but Suazo definitely a force to be reckoned with up front for Honduras. 1-0 the United States midway through the first half. An action-packed first 23 minutes of play, as both teams have had numerous chances. United States capitalizing off a Josh Wolf strike. A header bouncing in minute 12. Honduras now active in searching for the equalizer. Minor Suazo played in. Good touch here. This is Ramirez coming in as Chad McCarty. Left side played up now. Wolf. And unable to handle is DeMarcus Beasley. This is Oscar Suazo. Number 10 has a shot on goal. No real serious threat for Honduras, as Tim Howard sees it well clear. And pardon me, it looks like Walter Lopez scuffing that one for Honduras. Howard's goal kick headed back out by Honduras, and they will earn the throw. Played in right side now. Ramirez, not noted for his finesse, and he wisely opts to chip it back middle. This is Rosales, the central midfielder. Left side now, number 13, or rather number 15, Julio Suazo. Now back middle. Good control by the Hondurans, and DeMarcus Beasley streaking through the United States. Lopez retains possession. Lopez now working right side. Honduras swung in, looking for the head. And a little too much on that cross from Walter Lopez. A good effort, just not there. Ramirez, not quite that tall. As we play on. Julio Suazo on the throw for Honduras. Gutierrez's long ball headed out by McCarty. Cherundolo picking things up for the Americans, marked by Izaguirre. He pulls it back out. Working right side now, the USA. Middle ball now. Upright, headed in. And Landon Donovan too far from that one for the Americans. And Landon Donovan is a name you want to remember, ladies and gentlemen. There's a reason why he's been snatched up by Bayer Leverkusen. He has a bright future in store. Already been some serious training on the reserve squad for the Bundesliga first place team, and threatening to crack the rotation along with Frankie Hejduk. Of course, Hejduk, ever since his first team appearance earlier this season, now relegated to bench duties. And of course, Hejduk of aiding the young Landon Donovan, his acclimation to his German surroundings. Back the other way now. Josh Wolf trying to swing it on his backside. We take a look now, and the reason why Wolf fell is in his collision with number 5, Elmer Montoya, that will bring up the free kick for the Whites. And this is Corrales. He is their designated set-piece specialist. Sending, you're just tuning in, of swing it right. Played back, the U.S. trying to regroup. Picks it back up. Donovan, dangerous territory for the Hondurans. Corrales now. Played up, looking for Beasley, disrupted by Lopez. Lopez now a little space on the right. Back touch by Suazo. On the throw now for Honduras. Hector Gutierrez, the Montagua star in his native Honduras, throws it in. Back come the Americans. A lot of energy being displayed in the early stages of this first half as we get a close look at Dan Califf. Both teams coming out and wanting to assert their dominance early. Of course, Dan Califf, one of the products of the LA Galaxy, and recently celebrating a 20th birthday here on the 17th of March. A defender, a bright part of LA Galaxy's future ahead. On the throw now, the former Galaxy player, DeMarcus Beasley. Played back. Good touches by the Americans, sending it forward. A cheeky little cross, not there. Honduras now back the other way. They've got the counter going. The long ball played up. Now Oscar Suazo, marked by Cherundolo. Minor Suazo trying to work the right side. Oscar Suazo back to Minor. Nice work here. Oscar Suazo gets free. He equalizes in minute 29. And scratching their heads are the Americans, because the Honduras have brought this match level here in the first half. Do not count them out. They are still alive. After an early first half goal by the United States, the two-man game between Minor and Oscar Suazo sees the Cagliari player Oscar put it home. And the nice work, beautiful give and go. And unable to see through that one is Dan Califf. He beats Tim Howard. And our score here just before the half-hour mark, and Honduras continues to surprise and defy the critics with an impressive touch of teamwork and the conversion by Oscar Suazo. That man solely responsible for bringing Honduras back. The 20-year-old striker getting a start and making the best of it this afternoon. He gets his first goal in Olympic qualifying competition. So now at the half-hour mark, the complexion of this match changes. The United States, and much to the delight of those fans from Honduras, see themselves level at 1 apiece. Some rampant first-half action from both teams, is both getting on the board now, and we are back at 1 apiece. Nice ball by John O'Brien, played up, good counterattack, and Josh Wolf sees the flag raised on him. And there is young Josh Wolf. Whistled for the infraction, the Chicago Fire product. A little too overeager. One of the elder statesmen of this team at 23 years of age. And of course, in Olympic competition, every team fielding a squad of under 23 players. The cutoff being you cannot turn 23 before the year of Olympic competition. So any player turning 23 in the year 2000 is eligible for their country. And of course, Josh Wolf, one of those players. As we take a look back the other way, and Chad McCarty getting a little rough for the Americans. And that will bring up the free kick for Honduras. And you can see new life has been breathed into these Honduran fans. They would love to see a victory on U.S. home soil this afternoon. Ball played in left side, looking for the middle shot. Nicely deflected out by Ramiro Corrales. And it looks like Peter Prendergast has blown his whistle here. Back come the Americans, and DeMarcus Beasley, the left wing. Played up now, good touch on by Josh Wolf. He can't get to it in time. Coming out to help is Elmer Montoya. Back middle now, Honduras very impressive in this match. Jaime Rosales sees his pass broken up. Chad McCarty playing up, or rather John O'Brien getting through. Gutierrez working at middle. DeMarcus Beasley, top of the box. He plays it right, headed clear by the Hondurans. Not out of danger yet. And an easy save for Nolo Valladares. DeMarcus Beasley left wide open at the top of the box, not opting to shoot the ball, instead opting to lay it off to his right, and a questionable decision by the young left winger. Perhaps a little timid here as he enters the international spotlight. And of course, a regular on the under-17 team alongside Landon Donovan. This is Beasley again. The winger now playing center, looking for the cross-through ball to Josh Wolf. And now the rough play coming up for Ramon Enrique Maradiaga. His team getting a couple of whistles as we take a look at Julio Suazo tripping up the U.S. player. And another set-piece opportunity, this time for the USA. No yellow cards issued yet in this match. Relatively cleanly played. We've seen a couple of fouls trickle in here in the last couple of minutes. This will be Ramiro Corrales. And sending it is Corrales, well high of the mark. And the New York, New Jersey Metro Star player can't get a foot on things. So minute 33 sees Honduras now pushing forward. This match just back and forth throughout the first half hour of play as we see Peter Vagenas with one of his rare touches on. He'll bring it near side. Played up by the USA. Good touch by Wolf. He can't quite get to it, and played out nicely by Walter Lopez. Back come the Hondurans now, the long high ball. And perhaps a little too much as Tim Howard handles things for the Americans. If you're not a full-time under-23 soccer fan, a bit of a different farm system compared to the typical American sports. The closest resemblance to that would be American baseball. As you see Landon Donovan breaking free. Broken up by Valladares, and Landon Donovan writhing in pain, toppling to the pitch. And the referee telling the player to get up, not buying the tactics of Landon Donovan. As Clive Charles looks on and concerned, you be the judge. Donovan pressuring, and a little shove there from Valladares at the end of the play. And that was a 3-roller from Landon Donovan. Little theatrics employed by him. We were mentioning how the under-23 system is set up here for the qualifying tournament. Of course, the MLS opting to go more the baseball route, employing their Project 40, encouraging younger players to join the professional ranks before moving on to college, unlike NCAA or other sports, NCAA football as well. And an easy clear for Izaguirre and company. They corral for Honduras. Now playing up, good dispossession by the Americans. Can't control Honduras now. Their pass will trickle wide. And a lot of those youth products on display here this afternoon for the Americans. And those that aren't with the Project 40 for the MLS, as we see a pressing forward now. Good opportunity for Honduras, and pressuring nicely is Oscar Suazo again. He already has one, looking for his second here. In minute 36, the Cagliari player surging forward this time. His second look in the marking duties of Dan Califf sloughing off, and he's got his hands full back there with the talented striker, Oscar Suazo. And that a case of tentative goalkeeping there by Tim Howard. He's either got to come off fully off his line or lay back and rely on Califf to clear for him, but kind of caught in the middle there. It could have easily been burned for the Honduras second. And you hear Clive Charles telling Peter Vagenas to switch the play back to the other side more. The United States kind of one-dimensional in their attack. They come back the other way, and now Honduras, minor Suazo's ball played right side. Good speed exemplified by Oscar Suazo. So dangerous, right side, his shot. Unclear if he was looking for the cross or the shot, but whatever the cause may be, it will be a goal kick awarded to the USA. And if you're just tuning into this match, we are approaching the halftime mark here at Hershey Park, Pennsylvania. Chocolate City, our venue, as the USA and the Honduras remain knotted up at 1 apiece. This, the title match. Of course, both teams already have their Olympic dreams fulfilled by obtaining a spot in Sydney 2000. And regardless of the result of this one, these two will represent the CONCACAF region in this upcoming 2000 Olympiad, which of course will be held in Sydney, Australia in September. The soccer tournament, of course, fielding 16 teams from regions around the world. And a few representatives, of course, the CONMEBOL region already having been decided by Brazil and Chile. These two will join those two from South America. Played up now. Looking on the counter, Honduras showing good control in midfield here in the later stages of the first half. And this is Julio Suazo working the left side now, looking for Luis Ramirez. Picking up is Dan Califf. And Califf opts to send it out, wisely waiting for his defenders to get back, or rather the throw awarded to the American, Steve Cherundolo, for the USA. Controlled by Julio Suazo. Top of your screen, left side. And looking on in eager anticipation, that's full-time starter Aiden Brown, normally the USA #1 in goal. Instead relinquishing his starting spot for a little experienced game by Tim Howard this afternoon. And Aiden Brown, he has been very impressive for the United States. Already tallying a clean sheet in all competitions so far. The lone U.S. goal conceded to this Honduran squad this very afternoon. The Can't sing enough praises about this Honduran squad, defying the pundits and critics alike, and coming out and just playing good, solid soccer throughout this Olympic qualifying tournament. They were not even expected to make it out of the earlier stages from Jalisco, Mexico. And of course, finishing second in those earlier stages and then moving on to this final round here in the United States. The United States, of course, would have been part of Group C, but as host nation, only saw Group C dwindle down to 3 teams, and Panama representing that group, the host country, coming out of the pre-Olympic qualifying stages, and they were disposed of in the early going. Honduras laying a victim to them. Back the other way now, Josh Wolf for the Americans coming in. He breaks into the box, tripped up. A little bit of a dive there from Josh Wolf, and the referee not buying the Wolf flop. And a player shake it up on the play. It's number 3, Hector Gutierrez. One more look at it. And some just good, solid defending by Hector Gutierrez on Josh Wolf. No intention and no penalty called. Another look, and you can see. And just a case of Josh Wolf losing his footing on the top of the box, slow to get up, and Gutierrez is still down. Hector Gutierrez, of course, one of the integral parts of that defense. Been getting a start this afternoon, and there's a relaxed Clive Charles. His team all even in this one, and Gutierrez will be stretchered off. Of course, Gutierrez, just 20 years of age, back there in the central back position. And I love Honduras is the motto of the Honduran fans this afternoon, as they've come out in force and represented their proud nation here in Hershey Park. And so far throughout this match, the Honduran fans getting a little more vocal than their larger counterpart from the United States, and really just a lot more spirit showed. Of course, soccer, a much bigger game in Honduras than it is in the United States. But you would think that the U.S. fans would come out a little bit more animated than they have this afternoon, but still here in numbers rooting their team on. Calif now swings it to the far side. Cherundolo. Played back by Torrington. Not much of a factor so far. The United States will send it to Howard. Played in Calif now, right side. This is Chad McCarty, the U.S. captain. Up the right side, looking for O'Brien, and his collision with Gutierrez sees Honduras gain the ball back. So things starting to settle down here in this final 5 minutes of the first half. A furious pace in the early going. The United States jumping out in front here in minute 12 off of Josh Wolf's header. And then 17 minutes later, Oscar Suazo with a brilliant strike, combining beautifully with number 7, Minor Suazo, and getting the equalizing goal just before the half-hour mark. And that's where we stand so far. The United States, of course, expected to advance on. Honduras not. Played in now. Nicely struck by Chad McCarty. Right side, Josh Wolf in a foot race. He gets around the defense, trying to pull it back. Saved in. A good follow-up chance for Donovan. And Valladares there in the nick of time to snatch it from the feet of the 18-year-old midfielder. Take another look. Nice work by Wolf to get around, trying to find Donovan. And good use of the feet by Noel Valladares. Stops it. If he doesn't get that right foot on it, Donovan has the easy put home for the USA's second. And a little collision here on the ball as play stoppage here in minute 44 will bring up the free kick for Steve Cherundolo and the Americans. Cherundolo, the high ball swung left side. Corrales. Laid off, and DeMarcus Beasley loses his footing. Kind of a deer in the headlights right there, unable to get to it in time. Now Honduras, Walter Lopez. His ball played middle. Ramirez will touch it back. Now the ball played up. A little individual footwork there by Minor Suazo, so talented on the ball. Dangerous play by the United States. Cherundolo gets away with a little bit of a high one there. Elmer Montoya the other way for Honduras. Ball played back, picked up crisply by Peter Vejenas. And the left back, Corrales, will gather it for the USA. Playing it middle, Calif, the center back, swings it right. The United States trying to sneak one in here just before halftime and walk into the locker room with a 2-1 lead. Left side now, DeMarcus Beasley. Lopez slips up, Beasley with little room. Lopez comes right back on his backside. And finally, Beasley is dispossessed by two Honduran defenders. We have now entered stoppage time, and there you see the linesman issuing 1 minute to be added on at the end of the first half. So, and we are into it, about 50 seconds remaining. United States trying to open a 1-goal advantage here just before the half. Already riding one Josh Wolf goal to a 1-1 tie with our Honduran adversaries. Corrales now for the USA. Left side, played middle now by Corrales. Can't work the giving away. Corrales still on the ball. And a brilliant play there by Hector Gutierrez to disrupt the USA attack. And that will bring up the stoppage time corner for DeMarcus Beasley. Beasley, the outswinger, playing it low. Good follow-up chance by the USA. Can they get number 2? And they can. Nice clear by Honduras now. Good dispossession now. The United States trying to sneak it in. The long ball played right side. No one there on the cross for the Americans. And that's the end of the first half. Our score after 45 minutes of play, the United States and Honduras level at 1. Stay with us. We'll be right back for halftime. You're watching Olympic final game of Olympic qualifying action. My name is Christian Miles, bringing you all the action in English, and my amigo in Spanish, Luis Rodriguez, bringing it to you in Espanol. And just a few substitutions you might want to take note of. Those two men coming in, Eric Denton and Ben Olsen, coming in place of John Torrington and DeMarcus Beasley in midfield. Of course, Ben Olsen, not what you want to see of the Honduran coach, Ramon Maradiaga. Olsen, a key part of this team's emergence here in Olympic qualifying competition. He will be the libero now in the final 45 minutes of play. Denton now will play back on the left wing for the United States. No substitutions for Honduras for the second half. They're opting to go with the same 11 that got them this far. And if it ain't broke, don't fix it, because Ramon Maradiaga loves what he's seen so far from his team. First disposing of Mexico, and now on the verge of another upset against the USA. And DeMarcus Beasley, now you get a look at him. Ramiro Corrales was the man who came out, not DeMarcus Beasley. So Ramiro Corrales will see his left wing spot filled by Ben Olsen, while Torrington on the right will be replaced by Eric Denton. So that's where they stand here, and play goes on. And right off the bat, Ben Olsen trying to get involved in the mix of things. He lays it off to Calif. He's met by Julio Suazo, played back now. Cherundolo. And this is Calif, left side now. The substitute Denton pushes it up. Good chance for the Americans, pushing forward in the early going. Josh Wolf, the through ball. The Americans getting into the box. DeMarcus Beasley, he's marked by two men. Not out of the woods yet are Honduras. Headed out nicely by Jaime Rosales. Played back. Now Honduras back the other way. Oscar Suazo, your goal scorer in the first half. He'll pull it back and regroup the attack. Left side now. Honduras Getting through is Luis Ramirez, not known for his first touches, but taking care of it until Ben Olsen comes into the picture. And it's going to be a cold day in heck if anybody outworks Ben Olsen there at the left midfield spot. He's done such a fine job for the United States so far, already with 9 call-ups to the full-time national squad. As we check on Olsen right now on the ball. The DC United player plays it back. Khaled. Left side, now the United States. The substitute, Eric Denton. Little profile on Eric Denton, of course, making a living alongside Ben Olsen for DC United at 22 years of age. Left defender by trade, but able to push up, and pushing up right now are the Americans. An open look right now and getting back just in the nick of time very nicely, and tripping up Landon Donovan is the Honduran defense. And Donovan goes down for the second time in the match in the box. You be the judge. Hector Gutierrez, as Donovan is aerial getting ready for the shot. You can see his right foot totally extended. Gutierrez, that is a very questionable call. Could have gone either way. The referee opts to let it play through, and we go on here at minute 49. And you can hear the complaints from Donovan saying that's 2 times that's happened, uncalled. So Honduras dodges another bullet. This match easily could be 3-1 considering the trip up by Donovan in the first half. And that one just a moment ago. As it stands 1-1, and pressing forward now is Oscar Suazo for Honduras. Laying it off to Minor. Perhaps trying to work that 1-2 punch again. Swinging around is Oscar. We have a whistle. And Oscar Suazo. A little bit offsides perhaps. You can see the combination between those two. Minor Suazo actually taking a shot and unable to stick it home on the rebound is Oscar. And we move on here in minute 50, and the tangling continues, this time between Julio Suazo and Ben Olsen. And some delay of game tactics, and Peter Prendergast telling Ben Olsen to chill out. Ben Olsen, of course, probably got a little fired up watching the Hondurans score that equalizing goal, wanting to be involved in the action. Has all that time to stew about it, so he's pretty fired up here in the second 45 minutes of play, get a chance to prove his worth. Now the United States pushing forward. And the ball played back. Honduras very lethal on those counterattacking chances. Tim Howard pushing up. He'll send it high to the right. Josh Wolf contesting with Julio Suazo. Nice touch by Wolf. He gets it back. Good teamwork by the USA, working up middle. Daylight here for Josh Wolf. His little punch through finds the hands of Noro Valladares. As we take a look a moment ago, and beating Julio Suazo, and you can see Josh Wolf not happy with the end result of that play. Action plays on here, minute 51. Honduras now back the other way. Good build up, laying it middle now. Pavon, left side, a little daylight for them. Chipped in by Julio Suazo, wanting a handball. Peter Prendergast not buying that one. And we do have a whistle moments later. And a roar of disapproval from the crowd as Josh Wolf is whistled for the foul. A quick foul kick taken, and a long shot taken by Honduras, about 35 yards deep from the right corner. Unable to see who it was. It looks like it was Walter Lopez, the central midfielder. One more look, it was Lopez, and you can see he narrowly just grazes just high of the bar. United States will be well advised to keep an eye on that young man. Meanwhile, the war continues between Julio Suazo and Ben Olsen. Cherundolo takes the free kick for the USA. Played back, Donovan. He scoots it through up the middle. Olsen now, so dangerous. He opts to play it right. Cherundolo, his high cross. Will fly out into the Hershey Park stands. Steve Cherundolo, one of the brightest young stars for the Americans to come along a long time in defense. On over 96, watching his international progress intensely this afternoon. This time, Francisco Pavon earning the whistle. Denton. No one there for the United States. This is Pavon again. Chipping it with the left. Picked up by Wolf. Fighting through nicely. The Hondurans back the other way. Lopez. So tenacious back there. John O'Brien. And as my colleague Max Bretos would call Walter Lopez, a pit bull in midfield. Not letting anything go. Kind of like this man, Ben Olsen. Such a stingy and feisty character back there in their respective libero positions. Now back the other way, John O'Brien. This is Denton, left back, played up. Good work here, John O'Brien now, the United States with a nice build-up. John O'Brien picked up in the middle. This is Olsen. He'll pull it back out. Sending it left, looking for the angle. Denton now, his long cross, and meets the hands of Mol Valladares. Pavon. Walter Lopez for Honduras, right side. He'll swing it middle, looking for Ramirez. He gets a foot out. Nice layoff, and not able to get there in time. Was number 19, it looks like. Or rather, number 18, Francisco Pavon. USA not out of the woods yet. And so after a dismal match against Mexico, Luis Ramirez with some good touches on the ball here in the second half. This time almost providing Honduras second on that play you just saw a moment ago. Back come the USA here in minute 56. Played up nicely, Cherundolo working the right wing. Ben Olsen dispossessed by Julio Suazo. And the ball hugging that sideline. Suazo's chip, open net. The United States has been scored on in minute 56. The man who did it in the first half comes right back and gets his second of the match. Oscar David Suazo, and a little boom-shay, as my colleague Alan Hopkins would say. And jubilant Honduran fans celebrating. The fairy tale continues as this Cinderella squad has proven the critics again wrong. The nice work, it all started with Suazo's dispossession and a little trepidation there by United States keeper Tim Howard. Dobson to not come off his line, tries to backpedal, and the header, the bounce in by Oscar Suazo. And just like that, Honduras takes the lead. A magical play by Julio Suazo to Oscar Suazo. Could have finished this with the left foot, but the head pokes it just clear of the keeper. And then you see the little samba, and the party is on in Hershey Park. The 20-year-old striker delighting the Honduran faithful. And as we stand right now, the United States with their back against the wall, they will need a goal here in the last 33 minutes of play to draw even with this magical side from Honduras. So one of the few errors you will see Ben Olsen make, concedes possession to Julio Suazo on the left wing. Ramon Maradiaga telling his team not to let up at all, as this United States team can score, as evidenced in their first match, Honduras going down 3-0 in the earlier qualifying stages. And there you get a look, a little cause for concern for Clive Charles and his staff. Now a goal down. Good chance for the equalizer here from the United States. A clean dispossession by Honduras. Back the other way now. Honduras and breaking free. And Oscar David Suazo is offsides. What can you say about that young man? So impressive. And you can see why he's won the respect of the Italian Serie A scouts with a spot on the Cagliari squad. And we have a play stoppage here in minute 58. A foul to the Hondurans will bring up Ben Olsen. So Ben Olsen now looking to redeem himself after conceding possession. Good chance for the Americans right here, swung in. And Hector Gutierrez doing a good job of cutting off the Olsen free kick cross. Sent back over now. McCarty, back middle. Calif. He'll swing it to Denton, the left back. Now Denton. High right-hand ball up to the wing. Steve Cherundolo. And a little tackle on the ball. The war continues. Ben Olsen meet Julio Cesar Suazo, giving Ben Olsen all he can handle today. This time, Julio Suazo a little too physical. Olsen's kick swung in, looking for the far post, the header. Diving opportunity for the United States, a valiant attempt. Unclear as to who it was for the USA, and a player shaken up, Elmer Montoya, on the pitch now as we take a closer look at it. Was swung in, far post, and beautifully placed ball, and it looks like it was number 3. It was Chad McCarty, the team captain, with a beautiful diving attempt here in minute 60. He pulls it back, and unfortunately Dan Calif can't pull up on the rebound shot, and that is Ramon Enrique Maradiaga. And the assistant coaches discussing some tactics on the sidelines for the USA. Elmer Montoya gets up, play resumes. So now the complexion of this match changing with just 30 minutes remaining. The United States, after taking a 1-goal lead here in the first 12 minutes of play, sees 2 goals from Oscar David Suazo go in, and just like that, they find themselves a goal down. Josh Wolf. Perhaps maybe taking this Honduran squad too lightly. The question remains to be seen. Left side now, Eric Denton. Chance here for the Americans, headed in nicely, trying to lay it back off. Good skill on the ball by Wolf. He turns and is met by 3 Honduran defenders. However, it does bring up the corner kick for the United States. Take another look by the attempt. Julio Suazo doing double time, picking up the assignment on Josh Wolf this time. Wolf now on the corner. Swung out the header and streaking in this time the United States, continuing to pressure. Dan Calif, the big defender, making a run. Unfortunately for the Americans, his shot parries high of the bar again. You can see Calif just streaks in over the back of Hector Gutierrez. Can't find the back of the net, and the Honduran fans continue to celebrate here in the second half. Find themselves a goal up on their United States adversaries. O'Brien. Left side now for the USA. Chested back by DeMarcus Beasley. Good work by the Hondurans to clear. Honduras now gains possession. The United States has dominated for the last 5 minutes since the goal. Honduras opting to lay back. That's one Julio Suazo will not get. And the throw to the USA. We've seen Ben Olsen dominate all competitors so far in this competition, but Julio Suazo giving him all he can handle there on the right side. The left wing for Honduras doing a magnificent job this afternoon, staying with the play and feeding Oscar Suazo for Honduras' second here 6 minutes ago. McCarty, left side for the Americans. Played up. Disrupted again by Honduras. Working the counter now. Walter Lopez, a little daylight. He goes right between three defenders. Cleared out. Bouncing back to the Honduran team. In the box they are. Dangerous territory. The shot and the save by Tim Howard. Tim Howard a little bit shaky this afternoon. He finally grabs a save as Walter Lopez this time, and an easy grab for Tim Howard, falling right into his chest. Back the other way come the Americans. And anything less than a victory, despite having their Olympic fate already sealed, would be seen as a disappointment. They're in front of their hometown fans. The hometown fans expecting a win today against Honduras, a team that's never even made it this far in Olympic competition. So the United States not wanting to lose this match embarrassingly in front of their Pennsylvania faithful. Eric Denton. Now played in, John O'Brien. The Ajax man will bring it near side, Cherundolo. Steve Cherundolo, a little grab there from Luis Ramirez. Play on. Ramirez continuing his physical style of play. Just runs over the back of Steve Cherundolo. Fortunate not to garner a yellow card on that one is Luis Ramirez. One more look, you can see the right elbow and a clear call for referee Peter Prendergast. Now minute 65. Good set piece opportunity for the Americans. And it looks like it could be Ben Olsen on the kick, his designated spot. He swings it again, far post, looking for another header. Wolf unable to find the mark on the nod. And it's so bad Charles doesn't even want to look. Saw his team get off to a great start. Now relinquishing 2 goals for Honduras, finding himself a point down. Back the other way, DeMarcus Beasley. He tries to work around. Good speed by Beasley and can almost poke that cross through, but it takes 3 men to avoid his attempt. DeMarcus Beasley impressing here in this game after a little bit of a nervous start for him. Getting a start in that semifinal game they played earlier down in Guatemala by a score of 5-0. The United States just happy they don't have to face Mexico. Beasley now sends in the corner, tries to swing it in. Out it comes. Good counterattack here. Suazo, the goal scorer. Taking on Denton, the left back caught out of position. Eric Denton now, big marking duties. The cross not there from Suazo, more of a finisher. Unable to play the role of provider this time. Now Denton back in his natural position on the left side. Swings it right, Cherundolo. A long cross. A little too much for John O'Brien to handle. And O'Brien telling his team to play up.
Ladies and gentlemen, today's attendance, 12,126. That's 12,126.
And I'm not sure if you could hear the public announcer here in Hershey Park, but 12,126 fans on hand to see this final match between the Honduras and the United States.
2000 Olympic qualifying tournament. Thank you.
So the USA under-23s garnering a big crowd this afternoon for them. The biggest match we've seen so far in this Olympic qualifying tournament is the home team on display. And the foot of Cherundolo sends it up high. Corralled by O'Brien, played left side, top of your screen. The USA trying to poke through here. get that equalizer. But lately, in the last 2 minutes, Honduras now beginning to seize the tide of momentum, perhaps looking for goal number 3. That's not the referee's whistle, ladies and gentlemen. That's some crazy fan in the stands trying to disrupt this game. That, however, is the referee's whistle. The free kick to Honduras. The captain, minor Suazo, to Francisco Pavon. Pavon now, Jaime Rosales. Honduras now playing it middle. Disrupted nicely. Ben Olsen back the other way for the Americans. And really faltering this time are the Americans on the counterattack. And John O'Brien getting tangled up with his feet. And that, my friends, is Chris Albright, the leading scorer at Olympic competition for the Americans, warming up for action. They need a goal, and they may turn to the reserve striker for it. Of course, Albright starting in the previous 2 games in Olympic qualifying competition. The United States, and of course, and him already having 2 goals in competition. He's the team's highest scorer, but Landon Donovan getting 2 of the U.S.'s 5 in their last match versus Guatemala. Cherundolo now on the throw for the red, white, and blue. O'Brien. His middle ball deflected. Picked up, Francisco Pavon, long ball. It's a foot race, Oscar Suazo. He falls down in the middle. Perhaps some fatigue, but Suazo, the only thing he's done wrong all day. 20 minutes remaining in this one. The United States trying to get back on track. And this chance coming out for Oscar Suazo. Take a listen. And just as I tell you to listen, they stop. But Oscar Suazo earning the approval of the Honduran fans. Played back. Number 40, Izaguirre. Now the USA chance. So the war between the fans also going on in the bleachers. John O'Brien. Left side. Eric Denton. O'Brien middle ball. Poking it through. Cherundolo back on things for the United States. Right side now, trying to find some daylight is Josh Wolf. He'll pull it middle. Played back now. Cherundolo, the right wing, the cross in. Sternly headed out back to Cherundolo. Not out of the woods yet, or Honduras. Oh, and a brutal elbow there by number 4, Junior Izaguirre. And the flop to boot. Well, let's see if the referee notices the tactics this time. And Steve Cherundolo earning himself a yellow card for that little kick on Junior Izaguirre. A questionable foul. As we take a look at the whole play in its entirety, now watch Izaguirre with the intentional push on Cherundolo. And of course, they always say the retaliation blow is caught. And case in point, this time Cherundolo giving the yellow card against Junior Izaguirre. Brilliant acting, Mr. Izaguirre. Oscar worthy. And that will bring off Landon Donovan. Chris Albright replacing him here at minute 72. So the 18-year-old turns in a good solid day's work. Unable to find the back of the net and held pretty much ineffective by the midfield, but was tackled twice in the box. No penalties ensuing for the United States, and some questionable officiating now beginning to rear its ugly head here in Hershey Park. And what should be a friendly match between these two now, aggression setting in as both sides want the victory. Chris Albright now will play up Landon Donovan, who was a midfield. The United States changing their offensive formation, now going with Ben Olsen in the libero position at central midfield. Josh Wolf will be your striker alongside DeMarcus Beasley for the time being, and the new man, Chris Albright. Played back up now. Good chance for Honduras. Francisco Pavon, nice work on the ball. He'll play it left. The nice one touch by Honduras. Dangerous territory for the U.S. And they are fortunate to clear it this time. On the counter now. Back the other way come the Americans. Chris Albright, hello, meet Junior Izaguirre on the right side. And Eric Denton clears for the United States. Picked back up, swung near side. Cherundolo, countless touches on the ball. He continues to play on. Back to Cherundolo. And a little miss strike by him. He can't control the shove against Lopez. The United States getting a little bit frustrated here as the clock continues to tick down. Julio Suazo doing a number on Ben Olsen earlier to feed Oscar Suazo for the goal. And trying for a repeat performance here in minute 74 is Suazo and Honduras. The throw into the middle of the box. A whistle on the play, and the free kick quickly taken by the Americans. Denton, the left back, plays it up. Back the other way now. Good counter-attacking chance. The first touch not there for Honduras. They make amends. Come left side. The shot. Francisco Pavon sees his shot deflected by Steve Cherundolo. Corner kick, Honduras. Steve Cherundolo, a very busy man. Hanover 96 product. Present all day long on the right side for the United States. So now the tide of momentum being seized by Honduras, seeking their third goal in this match. Minor Suazo sent in far post, easily handled by Tim Howard. He'll get it out quickly. Chris Albright pressuring for the Americans, left side for Honduras now. Some physical defensive tactics being employed by Honduras in the second half. We've seen Junior Izaguirre get away with one, and two fouls on Landon Donovan go uncalled. The United States no doubt will have words about the officiating of this match after all play is said and done, regardless of the result. Poked in the middle, Albright falls down. We saw Chris Albright in action against this Honduran squad. The Honduran defense very familiar with his tactics, as Albright struck in minute 37 and minute 77 in their first match earlier in the tournament. John Torrington getting the third in that 3-0 win. But now the Honduras getting a little revenge this afternoon. Minute 76, the free kick. Noel Valladares lining up. The soft little chip cleared out by Honduras. Vajenas. He'll send it back middle in the box, looking for the head. And the Jamaican referee blowing the whistle one more time. And you be the judge on the replay here. Contesting there, it looks like Dan Califf and Minor Suazo, and Califf judged to foul Suazo from the back. So these big Hondurans giving Clive Charles and the United States all they can handle this afternoon. United States now. High chip, Olsen met up. Quick throw for the United States, and a little delay of game tactics employed by Julio Suazo. Peter Prendergast not buying that one bit. And awarding the throw back to Julio Suazo and Honduras. A very interesting call. Looked to have been clearly out on the Honduran player, but They earn the throw nevertheless. Back the other way now. The United States trying to break free, get the equalizing goal. Wolf with the shot. He can't find the range. Josh Wolf, one of his many attempts this afternoon, has only surfed the net for the U.S.'s only goal in minute 12, despite all his attempts, and Wolf's volley well clear of the woodwork. Wolf's deflection met by Albright. Good counterattacking chance. His pressure met by the keeper of Valladares. And there is the bushy-headed Chris Albright. Another DC United player at 21 years of age. The striker playing alongside club teammates Ben Olsen and DeMarcus Beasley in the lineup right now. Back the other way now, Eric Denton. And in a sportsman-like gesture, Eric Denton sends the ball out. A Honduran player looks like he's cramped up, and it's Julio Cesar Suazo, that left wing for Honduras. And this is about the time when those cramps start to surface here. 79 minutes gone. And Julio Cesar Suazo will need assistance exiting the game. On the bench for Honduras, Danilo Tercios is available alongside Esler Phillips. He already has a goal in this competition. Esler Phillips, of course, scoring one of Honduras 2 against Canada. The first one in minute 32. And also on the bench is team captain Ivan Guerrero, Orvin Cabrera, another striker, Carlos Oliva, not seen a lot of action. So we'll see if any substitutions are made. Denton back the other way for the USA. Played up, Cherundolo. Up to Olsen, combining with Cherundolo again, trying to work that right angle, the high cross, looking for the head. Swings well clear of the far post. The United States back on the ball. The long shot parried right into the defense. Still on the ball, Chris Albright seeking in right now as the United States, and covered up by Noel Valladares. Poaching was Ben Olsen. And take a look again, the confusion, and Albright swarmed, and trying to poke through is Josh Wolf again. His shot met by Valladares, and Ben Olsen trying for the follow-up, and a little frustrated by the excellent goalkeeping of Noel Valladares. Ten minutes remaining in this one. The United States needing an equalizer. Honduran captain Maynor Suazo throws it in. Left side now. Julio Cesar Suazo chases it down. Marked by Olsen. The two liberos scoring out. The cross in. Volleyed clear. Tough challenge by Ben Olsen. Those two have been going at it all day long on the sidelines here. The near side, Julio Cesar Suazo and Ben Olsen, two fiery competitors. And the referee trying to keep that battle under control. Playing in the middle now. United States, John O'Brien. Left side, USA. Playing middle now, Chris Albright. He's picked up by two defenders. Sends it back out. Chad McCarty. Back played, punched up by the USA. Good little build-up here from the Americans, but the Honduran defense is hung tough. Back to Denton, the left back pushing forward, trying to find Albright in the middle. Now Maynor Suazo laying it back. Gutierrez. Vajenas. The header by Albright streaking in right now. The United States, a collision again. Play on, says the referee. And there you see Denton. He's beaten by Walter Lopez. Gets back in time. Lopez, though, continues to press forward. Honduras now swings it back near side. Pavon. Francisco Pavon, left side now. Julio Suazo. Trying to find Oscar David Suazo. He's tripped up by Chad McCarty. Another look on the replay, and you can see McCarty getting a foot in there and Suazo stumbling and trying to stretch out while he's gaining some rest here. This will no doubt add injury time to the end of the match. Goal scorer is escorted via stretcher off the pitch. We'll bring up the set piece here. Suazo chance coming out again. The crowd wanting more. Suazo Minor sends it in right into the chest of Tim Howard. On the counter now to Marcus Beasley. Albright for the USA. Played middle by Albright, looking for O'Brien. He swings it right to Ben Olsen. The DC United midfielder plays it midfield, plays it middle, excuse me. Good touches there by John O'Brien. Cleared out by Honduras. Take a look at that attempt on the free kick. Suazo sends it in, and a good job of staying put for Tim Howard. He makes the save. And now a little more controversy here at minute 85. There's another foul by the United States is picked up by referee Peter Prendergast of Jamaica. Hector Gutierrez sends it into the Hershey sky. Played back, the USA now. Denton. Trying to get something going here in the last 5 minutes for the United States. Backs against the wall. Looking for the equalizer, not wanting to go on to the Olympics on a losing note. Steve Cherundolo plays it back, now middle. John O'Brien working it around the horn, the United States, trying to find that seam and notch the equalizer here, late going. Chris Albright, the substitute, plays it up, looking for Beasley. He's undercut. On the throw now, Albright. Middle played in the box. Good chance of the Americans. Good tackling again by number 5, Elmer Montoya, earning a yellow card for his tactics that time. And a little temper starting to flare in the late going. Frustration setting in for the Americans, and the physical play continuing for Honduras all game long. We saw earlier Junior Izaguirre get away with the brutal foul on Steve Cherundolo, and this time another clean play. And it looks like the first foul was even worse than the second, and then the third by Montoya, his challenge met with a yellow card. So almost to the end of this match, just 2 yellow cards issued. Elmer Montoya evens the scales, making amends for Steve Cherundolo's 71st minute caution. A second yellow card has been issued. This time, Oscar Suazo, free kick, USA. Sent in now, right into the wall. Back come the Hondurans. Oscar Suazo, earning a yellow card moments ago, the 20-year-old striker, with some stern comments for referee Peter Prendergast. Prendergast not buying it, and next thing you know, Oscar Suazo finds his name in the books. We move on here in minute 87. The clock starting to become a factor for the USA. John O'Brien also earning a yellow card on that play. So the tangle, tempers flaring, 2 yellow cards apiece. Back the other way now, Honduras. And Oscar Suazo picked up by 2 U.S. defenders. Wise to double team that man because he already has 2 on the day. Responsible for all of Honduras scoring so far. Pretty evenly played match, excluding those 2 goals. United States and Honduras, the pendulum of momentum swinging back and forth. We take a look at a mix-up here between Izaguirre and Chris Albright. And once again, Izaguirre earning the benefit of the doubt on behalf of the officials. And we will have a substitute. It is Danilo Turcios, and his Honduran has the middle name of Elvis. So Elvis now will enter the building for Francisco Pavon in the midfielding slot. Sorry, I couldn't resist the Elvis reference. And Francisco Pavon will take a seat here in the last minute, or the 89th minute of play. Some fresh legs for Honduras, and Ramon Enrique Maradiaga's only substitution of the match so far. Albright now on the right side, trying to poke it clear for O'Brien, disrupted by the Hondurans. Now the other way, the substitute, Turcios. Played back up left side, and Ramirez can't get to that one in time. Middle ball, McCarty for the USA. Left side, this is Eric Denton. His long middle ball, trying to find Albright. Picked up by O'Brien, trying to work around the right side. O'Brien does get it around, but his cross met by the Honduran defense. Picked back up now, O'Brien, continuing his tenacity in central midfield, doing a fine job. Now back the other way, Honduras on the counter. Walter Lopez, right side, working on DeMarcus Beasley. Picked up by Eric Denton, the left back. And finally dispossessed by Denton. Back up to Beasley now, the Chicago Fireman pushing forward. Played up, the U.S. working that left side nicely right now. It's a good build-up, cleared out by Honduras. Now Denton brings it back to the middle for the USA. The last minute of full time, the USA desperately needing a goal if they hope to walk away with this match on even terms. Cherundolo now swings it back. Urgency beginning to set in. 3 minutes of stoppage time has been added on at the end of this match. The United States now just 3 minutes left to bring things on even terms. Played in now from the left side. The United States heading dangerous for the Hondurans. Chris Albright sees his follow-up chance snatched by Junior Izaguirre. Now Honduras trying to mount the counter. Luis Ramirez working on it. And he's picked up by Vajenas. More bodies flying everywhere. This time, Danilo Turcios falling to the ground on the collision with Olsen. And an intense player is Ben Olsen. Never one to shy away from a challenge. And now the Honduran fans can smell a victory. What a proud moment for this country. Not only solidifying a spot in Sydney 2000, but also an upset again. First Mexico and now the United States. And barring any late miracles, the Hondurans will enter Sydney 2000 on a winning note. McCarty sent clear. And half of stoppage time gone as we approach the minute-and-a-half mark of the extra time period. Played back up. Montoya. And now you can see the tactics of Honduras coming to light right now as Hector Gutierrez sends it out. Ben Olsen trying to get back on track. On the throw now, Cherundolo. High middle ball looking for Chris Albright. He can't get to it. Now dispossessed by Honduras, sent back in before being cleared. Good counterattacking chance right now. Could it be 3-1? Oscar David Suazo. Up comes the flag before Tim Howard can get to things. Free kick quickly taken. Desperation now for the Americans, needing a goal. Seconds remaining in this one. Laid back to the middle. A free kick has been awarded to the Americans. We are now in the 3rd minute of stoppage time. Roughly 30 seconds left in this one. Perhaps the last chance for the USA to equalize. Sent in the high ball right into the hands of Noel Valladares. Valladares is long ball, and there you see the proud fans of Honduras on display this afternoon. Again cleared out, this time by Junior Izaguirre. And clock will run out, almost approaching full time. The ball just bouncing around. And that's gonna do it. Honduras has pulled the upset, not only solidifying a spot in Sydney 2000, but stuns the home side with a 2-1 win. Stay with us. We'll be right back to wrap it up. You're watching Olympic qualifiers here on Fox Sports World.